So I represent a family business from Tonga. It's called Nishi Trading. It's a farming business, but I also sit on the board of Pacific Farm Organizations as chairman. Sharing and learning, and a lot of listening to our Northern Pacific farm organizations and the challenges that they face, but also bringing the board together to look at the future of Pacific farm organizations and strategies.
Back at home?
That's a good question. Yeah, we're more conventional, but we're trying to integrate more with regenerative agriculture and more agroforestry, because most of our farmers are semi-commercial, commercial for exports. So we're quite different from the indigenous farming, but we realize the importance of looking after the soil. So there's a big shift in diversification and engaging with research institutes, institutions overseas, and technical people to come over and try and help us improve our farming systems. Yeah, I think it's important to understand the needs of our farmers on the ground, and then working from a bottom-up approach, listening to the challenges they face because of climate change and global warming is such a threat to our food security around the world. So it's important to engage and try and advocate the importance of farmers and farm organizations and the role that they play around the world. Without farmers, there is no food security for the planet. So it's really important that we look after the soil, the sea, the oceans, and what we do with all of that in order to secure our existence for not just ourselves but future generations. So having these multiple sharing opportunities with people in Hawaii and the Northern Pacific, because we're quite different in some ways from the South Pacific, it's really important. And one of our visions for Pacific Farm Organizations is to expand the outreach and to be more inclusive and unite the Pacific in a way that's sustainable for our planet. Yeah. I think there's multiple platforms in which we can approach the advocacy for farming. Firstly is our respective governments in the Pacific. We need to work closely with them and align our activities and get them to understand the work that we do. Social media plays a big part of that as well. So having good structure to organizations and having linkages and partners with outside people that can actually deliver our messages is very important. I'm passionate about it. I'm really on the ground because I grew up on a small farm with my dad, my mum, where I got my passion and interest in farming at a very young age in primary school. And I've always known from a young age that I'll go back, even though I was born in a foreign country, New Zealand, but my heart was in Tonga. The lifestyle, for instance, was one that drew me back home. But just being on the land, and I guess being exposed at a very young age by my dad in particular, was what drove me back. And ever since, although I didn't study agriculture, but my passion is in agriculture, so I've had to diversify the business in order to survive, realizing that the soil is important for us and our future. So yeah, it's a journey, and it's evolving still right to this day. So, and the key thing for us is continuous improvement to ensure sustainability.
I like what you said about having parents that had a farm too. I grew up in the soil, in the dirt. My grandfather was a farmer on Kauai. They actually provided for the markets there back in the 1900s-ish. So
that was the same for me. My grandfather, who's Japanese on my dad's side, he came pre-Second World War to Tonga, and he had a copra farm. He had a big yam farm, so he was farming the land. And that's where my dad followed on his footsteps with his granddad as well, who's Tongan on that side, on the other side. But it's a third generation development for us. It's a really tricky question. During climate changes, I guess it's understanding the needs of the plant itself and what's around it and protecting it. We have different methods of doing that, greenhousing, aquaculture, hydroponics. So there's multiple ways, but I think we need to be open to diversity in our respective climates where we all live. So understanding the environment and then putting technologies. I think it's inevitable that we must adopt technology and innovation in order to secure the existence of the crops that we grow. I would have to say that it would be, for processing, is aveloloa and puo. And probably yet to try is the otea, which is the seedless variety, which we're planting now. So I'm very excited today to see the actual fruit of one of the trees here. So hopefully in the future that would be one that I would come to love. Chips.
Oh, chips.
Slot chips. That's my favorite.
They're good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sitting through this interview. Really
you're welcome.
appreciate it. It was nice to meet you and chat with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.